I'm not a cop. I am bitch from the news.
If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets That podcast. We watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits scene by scene, so you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
Okay.
What a gem. This is going to be a good one.
This is going to be a dangerous one.
Yeah.
All right, so new week, new movie, new episode, new everything, which means it's trailer trash time. So we're, oh boy, what are we doing? Let's just get right to it. What movie are we watching?
Yeah. Walk of Shame is the movie that we're watching this week.
Sticking with the 2014. This came out in 2014 as well.
Was the last one we did 2014 too? Oh, geez. Yeah.
Yeah. Outcast is 2014, and this is 2014.
I mean, I think there were a lot of really bad movies made right around then, because I think we've done a good 2009 to 2015 span. I think we've got probably half of our catalog, right?
Yeah.
A lot of schlock going around.
A lot of schlock. It's interesting to see as the older ones are like, oh, these are definitely problematic. And it gets like still problematic a little bit later, like this one potentially. But
yeah, we'll get to it. But like, yes, I agree with you that I am constantly surprised at how much society has changed in the last few years for the better. Like, it's really easy to get listeners. Take heed. It's really easy to get down on the times. It seems like there's a new crisis every day. Lots of awful things are happening in the world
every day.
Take solace in this. We've come a long way in terms of movie, representation and language in the last few years. I'm baffled that this kind of movie was still being made in 2014. But here we are. We've done worse.
Yeah. And it's not to say there needs to be more work done, but we are, comparatively speaking.
Yes. Yeah. Lots of work to do, but boy.
Every 10 years, just etching off a little something.
Yeah. And who knows? I mean, maybe we're giving this movie a bad rap before we even watch it. Like maybe maybe we're assuming it's more problematic than it is.
I'm just going by what I see.
Cosmos, I see. So yeah.
Yep. Not to profile anything right now, but
oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh Jesus. Oh no.
Yeah, I think we can happily profile this movie. So in case the listeners have never heard of Walk of Shame from 2014, let me drop the log line for you here. Long one.
Oof, mouthful. Go for it. Good luck.
A reporter's dream of becoming a news anchor is compromised after a one-night stand leaves her stranded in downtown LA without a phone, car, ID, or money, and only 8 hours to make it to the most important job interview of her life.
Yeah.
Not to pat myself on the back, but great blind read.
Yeah, that was good. Well done.
Thank you.
Paid attention to all your commas, your N dashes, M dashes there. Yeah, well done.
I think it's been a rough stretch. The last few movies, me reading the log. So I'm glad to have a win under my belt.
Yeah, no, that's good. Sometimes you just got to settle it back and just got to knock it out of the park. That's good.
Back to basics.
This feels like this could have been a log line if you just replaced her with he. It could have been like a Ron Burgundy, like they could have done Ron Burgundy 3.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Ron Burgundy, after a one night stand, leaves him stranded in downtown San Diego.
Anchorman 3 before they did Anchorman 2.
Yeah. I don't remember what Anchorman 2 is even about. Same thing as the first one, right? Just
I never saw it. Didn't see it.
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
I wanted to, but Chase wasn't a big Anchorman fan, and I was like, I don't care that much.
Yeah, I think
it can't be that good.
No, the first one was the gold.
Chase isn't a huge Will Ferrell fan, which I am mostly.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, likewise. I enjoy a good Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck you, Will Ferrell.
Yeah. If you want to be on
the podcast,
fan service?
Nope. So speaking, if you know Will Ferrell, or if you want to write to us about anything that you want, the progress we've made, we'll read your email in fan service, which is this segment that we're not doing. And our email address is itsthistbesthat@gmail.com. So you have no excuse now. You have the ability. You didn't have to wait till the end.
No. It's all right here. So. Yep. All right. Well, should we just get right into it?
Fuck it. Let's do it.
This is fun. Right off the bat, rated R for language and some sexy content. Wait, when was our last R-rated movie?
Nice.
When was our last R-rated movie?
It's been a while.
It's been a while since.
Yeah. Probably. Outcast was kind of gory. Like, are we sure it wasn't rated?
It was PG-13.
Definitely PG-13.
Yeah, I don't maybe one of the horror movies we did, but I didn't even think those were.
No, I think the horror movies we've done have also been pretty.
We haven't done a horror movie in a long time, actually. So that's
true. I guess we should add that to the list. Listeners, let us. Do you like when we do horror movies? I feel like it's a mixed bag from the crowd.
So we got our rated movie for language and some sexy content. So
very exciting.
And then it cuts pretty quickly. We get Focus World, and we get production companies. We get Focus World, and we get Lakeshore Entertainment, and we get Sydney Kimmel Entertainment for a quick flash.
Do you think Sydney Kimmel is related to Jimmy?
I thought the same thing. I don't know. Well,
we can look it up for the episode.
Yeah, for the main episode.
Although last time we said we were going to do that, we didn't.
Yeah, you know what I'm doing this time is I'm actually writing these things down. So we
so smart,
right?
Take a note.
Taking a note. It's recorded.
Also, while we were doing that, I think the last R-rated movie we watched might have been The Hottie or the Naughty.
No,
I think so, because that was vulgar. Like that has to be rated R.
Oh
right?
Man. Okay.
And that was fairly recently.
This does sound like a good listener. If you can call out our last R-rated movie, I mean, I think you said this, but you get a sticker. We'll send you a sticker.
That's right. Yeah,
or some merch. We'll send you some merch.
Send us a request for merch, and we'll send you merch.
And telling us what
Just
was
ask.
our last R-rated movie. But yeah, you can ask. You
Yes.
can do that too. So whatever.
Yeah, all of the above.
All right, so we get the production companies, and it cuts quickly to E-Banks here. Elizabeth Banks already in some hijinks, right? Banksy. Yep. She's already in some hijinks situation with some gangsters. Can we call that?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
I would just say with some guys. She's in a room full of some guys who are hanging around, and she's complaining about not having. She's like, I'm lost. I don't have a phone. I don't have any money. Like, what do I do?
They immediately think she's a cop. That's why I said gangsters, because
right. Oh, I guess that's fair. Yeah,
gangsters can be mafia. They could be. They're gangsters.
That's true.
So
that's true.
Careful.
Yeah. Although some crimes shouldn't be crimes. If we're just if we're selling pot, I think that's fine.
I don't know what their source of income is, and I don't think that it's.
You don't think it's just pot?
I'm not gonna go on a limb here. So
okay, not willing to speculate. I appreciate that.
Not going on a limb on this one.
Before we get too deep into things, is Elizabeth Banks? I know I'm just derailing us constantly here. What else is new?
It's a good segue actually, because I didn't know how to do it. I got to get out of that.
Elizabeth Banks. Is this the first time that we've done an Elizabeth Banks movie? I thought we had done one already, but maybe we did.
This has been on the list for a long time.
Okay, I guess that must be it. My favorite Elizabeth Banks movie,
Power Rangers.
That's right. Took the words right out of my mouth. What's your favorite?
Slither.
Oh, the Velvet Revolver movie.
Anyways, these nice fellas are asking her if she's a cop. She's like, I'm not a cop. And then we get another guy comes around and he's like, handily has a poster of her. She's a news anchor. And he's like, she ain't a cop. She's that bitch from the news.
Right. Which is funny. Kind
of funny, actually, the way he said it.
But then that's when she tells them that she's not a cop. And she is indeed the bitch from the news.
And then we get a freeze frame, and a quick title overlay with Saturday, 11:16 a.m. I'm going to be curious. You think this is just for the trailer? You think that's going to actually be in a movie? All these like time overlays, because we get a couple more.
I think they'll be in the movie.
You think so?
But maybe subtler.
And then we do a quick rewind of the entire movie kind of moment, right? Or from that point all the way back to new title overlay 14 hours earlier. And we get two of her closest friends, one telling her, I'm going to get you out of this house. And she's like, fine, but I'm wearing these sweatpants.
Which, relatable.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
I don't want to leave.
Nope.
Especially not without sweatpants.
And then she's like, no, you're coming out with us, and you're going to wear something slutty like Denise over here. And she says, I don't own anything slutty like Denise. So. And we
I hate this trailer.
It's a really weird trailer. I don't know. It feels very flat. Like things are just, I don't know, the way it just feels weird.
We definitely get the entire movie for sure.
Yeah.
and lots of like weird little cuts that like I think they're trying to accentuate moments, but it's like you said, it's flat. It feels like, oh, so
yeah. Yeah. Anyways, they apparently get her to come out. So we're out to the loud club here, right?
To the club, yep.
And
DJ stuff.
Yep. Ebanks, her name is Megan. She's wearing the yellow dress that actually Denise was wearing when they were just talking to her at the home. So, because she had nothing slutty, so they changed clothes. And it's shot time. They're just doing shots.
Already? Like it's early for shots in my mind.
I mean,
and
it's always
and
time for
Megan's
shots,
mind.
right?
I guess so.
No, it's not. Not one bit.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm easily swayed by peer pressure.
Yeah.
Listeners, don't be like me. Drink responsibly.
That's right. And then it's fired up time. So now we get shots are done, and then we're doing slow-mo dancing because that's what shots make you do.
Yep. Dancing montage.
Get some dude asking her, "Hey, do you want to get out of here?" And she's like, "Absolutely, you stay here."
Yeah,
So
which
kinda,
nice. Yeah. I'm worried all the jokes are in the trailer.
Yeah, I'm equally as worried. Since she just opens a door, she's leaving and closes the door, and this is weird. It's like the door to nowhere, but it's to a fire escape. Have you ever?
Yeah,
I've never seen that before, like that.
Have I ever walked out a door into a fire escape from a club? No, not without an alarm going off.
She's on
going off.
She's on like a platform, and the fire escape actually isn't down. It's like one of the old ones, like right. You got to pull the thing down or something. And then we get James Marsden just happens to be walking by Club Town, and he's like, "Hey,
you stuck?"
He's stuck. Yeah.
Yes.
So he helps her get down, and then we get he offers to, get her home safe, and where do you live? And she's like, no, where do you live? And a little wink, wink, nod, nod. And then we're at the
James Marsden, who listeners probably know from the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Yep, that's correct. That's correct.
And the Thriller sequel.
Yeah. Was he in the sequel? I actually don't know.
I think so. Yeah. Pretty sure. I haven't seen the sequel yet. I'm excited, but have not seen it yet. They go to James Marsden's house.
Yeah, we're at the Marsden pad.
Do we get his character's name?
Nope.
And montage of more shots. We're playing guitar. We're eating pizza half naked, doing it like Lady and the Tramp style, which is weird.
And then she's like climbs on top of him on top of his dining room table and asks if he trusts her. And then we cut to her immediately doing the old five-finger fillet.
That's right.
Right? Five-finger, or AKA the knife game, AKA knife fingies, apparently.
Knifey fingies.
Knifey fingies. But with his body. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, exactly. She successfully avoids stabbing him in the dick.
Yes.
Huge win for all of us.
Yes.
And then this was a little bit confusing for me because then they cut to like outside. So like they're in bed together now, presumably. We cut to outside time lapse and like cars are bustling by. It looks like the sun is coming up.
Yeah.
But then she wakes up and it's definitely still nighttime.
Yeah. And she's definitely still at his place, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
she's, just kind of tries
the sun was just coming up. Why isn't it coming up anymore?
And then she's trying to like sneak out a little bit. She pulls his arm off, whatever. And then she goes to check her voicemail.
You never want to do that.
Goes to check her voicemail from his landline, 2014.
Like you did in not 2014.
2014.
Like you did in 1993. Like you do in a Seinfeld sketch, not in a not in 2014.
So yeah, then all right. So then she gets the message, which kicks off the plot, right? Pretty much.
Message guy says the network needs a new anchor. They're coming to watch the newscast tonight. It's the break that you've been waiting for your whole life. You gotta get here now.
You have 8 hours to get here.
So she frantically dresses and leaves.
Gets all her shit, ditches the Marsden pad, comes outside, goes to get her car, and it's being towed away. Classic.
Conveniently, as she's walking outside.
Yeah, well timed there, tow truck guy. And then as she's like chasing after it, she gently yells, "Oh man, my purse is in the car," which I don't think anyone would do that.
No, I don't think so either. Also,
curious.
I have a lot of questions because when did she get her car? Like, was she driving back from the club with James Marsden? Like, I don't understand where.
It's a great point.
How does her car even come into play?
Definitely shouldn't have been driving home from there. Oh, maybe he was just walking by and he drove her car, maybe to his place.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I'm sure the movie will answer.
Oh, I'm sure it will. Yeah, I'm sure it'll give us a clear, concise answer. So then she starts to walk of shame, just walking down the road, high heels. And then she quickly is in maybe a seedy part of town and encounters a dude with a gun. She starts running.
Yeah, well, the dude with the gun was a cab driver. Like, she like approaches a cab.
Oh, was it a cab? I thought it was
she's like walking up to a cab trying to get a ride, and he pulls a gun on her. I was like, wait, what? What kind of cab use?
At that time of night,
What is this, New York?
Yeah.
Thought the people were friendly in California.
And then she encounters sex workers, right? Street sex workers. Yep. Is that what they're?
Leave the street. You just sex workers.
Oh, okay. But I mean, they're on, yeah. I couldn't tell if that one who's yelling at her, like, get out of here, if that was Kate McKinnon or not. It kind of looked like her, but I don't know.
It did kind of look like her now that you say it. Is she in this movie?
I don't know. I didn't totally check. So
she's not.
It did look like her, right? All right. So she's now kind of mixing the street here, and then the cops show up. Bill Burr, classic Bill Burr. There, he's Mr. Cop, and he's like, "Hey, we got you on video soliciting these cars." Classic cop move.
Burr. And my favorite, Ethan Suplee.
Yeah,
love Ethan Suplee. Always good at everything.
Classic cop, fashion. They don't help, and she's like, "You're not going to help me." And
they just like, "Next time we see you out here, we're arresting you. See you later."
And all the sex workers like, "Get out of here, keep walking." She's like, "All right, I don't want to be involved in your business." This, as you can see, this is gonna be a fun one to work through.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. So she doesn't. This is one I'm sure we're getting like a sad walking around town vibe. She doesn't belong anywhere.
Yeah.
Doesn't know how she's gonna turn her life around. She's filthy at this point.
Yeah.
Right. And she starts creeping around some cars, which was weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then sneaks up on some guy on the corner. And he notices and says, "Sneaking up on me is a bad idea."
So cops drive by and he says, "You better get lost." And then they go running. He jumps over like a Jersey barricade, and she chases after him for some reason. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Getting lost." And he's like, "Well, you better get lost somewhere else," as they're running down the street, which is kind of a funny exchange. Mm-hmm. And then he drops the old bitch, why you so fast? And she says, "I ran track in high school." Yeah,
it's very frustrating.
But again, I think you're right. I think all the funniest moments are going to be in this trailer. And then we get one of the, again, like not many scenes with Marsden here, but we get the friends talking to Jimmy Marsden there, asking like where Megan is.
Jimmy, good throwback. Earliest credits, Jimmy.
And he's just like, "I don't know. She just took off." Curious to see how they find him.
Helpful.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they find him. That'll be...
And this is where
now
I'm kind of wondering, like, are they at her place? Like, I know we've been saying it's the Marsden pad the whole time. Maybe they did a turnaround.
I originally wrote that, but then there was something that told me that I didn't like, that kind of threw me off from that, because I thought the same thing. And I was like, maybe, but why would she be getting her car towed? That's what made me flip.
It would make the car add up. It would, yeah.
But why would she be like creeping around and like leaving her own house like that? That's kind of weird.
Well, to not wake him up. That's polite. But yes, now we're prognosticating.
But that's a good point. Because I thought the same thing. But anyways, okay. Yeah, so let me get some kind of quick cut shots of her going through her journey here, right? Mm-hmm. So she gets shot in the face with pepper spray by a bus driver. Right? Yeah,
ruthless.
And then we cut back to like shots and her friends at the club again. Maybe to spice the trailer up or something. I don't know. Like, this is stuff from the beginning. Like,
I don't know why they did that.
And there's like some physical comedy of her.
Although I was kind of thinking maybe at that point she was like in like a different club, like in some, like, I think maybe that was like a new shenanigans that she had gotten. I don't know, during the day.
Yeah, I don't think so. No, just
trying to give the trailer the benefit of the doubt here.
I think I think trailers you can mess with time in trailers. You can just do whatever you want.
I guess you're right. Also, her eyes should be ruined after getting sprayed with pepper spray.
Yeah,
the rest.
But the rest of the day, she did have sunglasses on, but yeah, she should be destroyed.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's to be pretty painful.
Yes.
And then we get some physical comedy of her escaping from a drain pipe, which will be interesting to see.
Yeah, well, this is this is right after the drain pipe. Like, it's her boss maybe in the newsroom, or her agent or somebody being like,
I think it's the news team, right? The rest of her.
"Use guys, network's coming. We gotta. Where could she possibly be?" That's my newsman voice.
That was good. It was a good newsman voice. And then we quickly cut back to when she fell in the drain. Someone was behind her and also fell in the drain and falls on top of her.
Which I didn't recognize that person from any other scene in the trailer. So.
No. So it's new shenanigan we gotta track. So,
oh boy. Yeah. I hope this movie turns in. I know it's not going to because it's rated poorly, but I hope it turns into that other movie, that Anna Faris movie I like. Happy Place, whatever it is, where it's like just
friends.
Her getting into hijinks all day long. Just Friends. No, not Just Friends. That's not what I'm talking about. I just want it to be a movie where she gets into shenanigans all day and then like nothing matters and then the movie stops because it's stupid.
I mean, I think that's what's going to end up happening, right?
I hope so.
And then we cut to more shitty stuff happening to her, right? So cut to an airbag blowing off in her face. Cut to friends in Marsden walking slow, kind of, right? And then we get cops chasing Megan, and she's running across the freeway. And then we get
freeze. We're like, what did you do?
Yeah, right. And then we get a little Kevin Nealon. Not sure if you caught that. Kevin Nealon in the news chopper.
I did. That was weird.
Yeah, giving us some updates about a woman just running across the freeway, which is her channel. So it's her new, right? And we get her slow-mo running across the freeway, and then she's like leaping last minute out of harm's way.
Should have died.
Yep. Title overlay this spring.
And that's when it cuts over to her and a little boy having a conversation. I could really use a friend right now. Would you let me borrow your bike? And he goes, okay. And she goes, you're an angel. And he goes, show me your boobs. You can borrow my bike. Classic little boy.
Yeah, that's the oldest deal in the handbook.
Yeah, terrible. But instead, like a good person, she shoves him to the ground face first.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
And steals his bike. Totally justified. In my opinion.
And bikes away in her high heels. And we get title overlay, Elizabeth Banks. And we cut to James Marsden poking his head in through the sunroof of the car where she got the airbag to the face.
Yeah. Well, that's more of a moonroof situation, right?
Is it?
I think sunroof's the tilt. I think sunroof's the tilt up, moonroof's the slide back. I used to have a moonroof.
I guess it'd be a sunroof because then you're not letting the sun in, but at the same time, you're like, sunroof, you want it open, so you let the sun in.
Yeah. That's a good point too. Is the moonroof the one with the lens
tilt?
on top?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Listeners, let us know. Do you know the difference between a moonroof and a sunroof?
So we get a title overlay, Jimmy Marsden.
Jimmy Mars.
And then we get our last kind of big comedic moment, I think. We get Megan at the tow yard, right? With pleading with Tig Notaro.
That's right.
For her car. And Tig's like, yeah, you can't have your car without proof of ownership. And Megan's like, but I have the key. It's right here, right? And they're doing a little back and forth which kind of funny. Like she's bleeping and you can see the car in the background. You boop, 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 boop. And she's like, boop, boop. And she's like, you can't boop, boop. I'm boop, booping. And like Tig's trying to block it. It's a good little back and forth.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And then we get the final title card, Walk of Shame.
Yeah. And then wicked unnecessary. She walks by the fence.
I didn't. It was so weird. It was like a really.
Why have that?
I don't know.
Why have that extra 2 seconds of cut?
It was like they needed the trailer to be a certain length of time, and like, what we need like a 1 second.
Maybe because the R rating at the beginning that was egregiously long. That was like 5-6 seconds, I think. So
that's true too.
You're right. Maybe they're trying to pad the stats.
Yeah, that's all that stuff. Adds up to something. And then
Hollywood, baby.
Yeah, it all adds up to something. And then that's the end. May 2nd, 2014.
What an unfortunate trailer.
Yeah, it felt a little flat. So that's it. That's the trailer for Walk of Shame. So,
but it's got so many good people in it.
Yeah, James Marsden's solid, right? He kind of plays.
Yeah, Elizabeth Banks is solid. Obviously,
Elizabeth Banks is awesome. And she can hold a comedic.
Ethan Suplee, Bill Burr, Tig Notaro. It's got a bunch of good people in it. It should be good, right? Should it be good? Tell me I'm good.
We've been doing this for a long time now, right?
Yeah, long enough to party.
Yeah, long enough to know that you can have a full cast of characters in it, and
that's right. Like Love Actually, you're right.
Love Actually, The Bubble, 2
famously bad movies.
Yeah, Hottie and Naughty. All of a sudden.
You're right. You're totally right. A-listers. A-listers all.
All right. So what do you think? Prognosticate? What do you got?
Honestly, I'm prognosticating. I'm doing another trying to will it into existence. Smiley Face is the movie I was thinking of. I remembered.
Smiley Face, yeah.
The Anna Faris movie. Did you see that one?
Did not.
Oh man, it's so funny. Basic premise here. Anna Faris eats a tray of pot brownies and has to accomplish things. So it's just her wandering around town all day, getting into hijinks and random activities, and it's funny. So what I hope is that it turns into that. I want Elizabeth Banks to not actually have to get any, she's gonna learn at the end that the journey was the destination all along. I don't want her to have an interview at the end. I don't want it to go well. Yeah, I just want her to have a good time and realize that the friends that she made along the way were what's most important. Is that not what you want?
Yeah, I think maybe, this is going to be the big news story that's going to, I don't know. Does she make it? I don't think so, right?
No, of course not.
Right.
Well,
But I think
it's 2014, maybe.
But there is the news crew. So they're really hiding the Jimmy Marsden kind of character here, right?
Oh, you think this is going to be a Marsden special?
Well, no. I'm just saying, like, why he's not really in he's not in it that much, right? Like, obviously it's Elizabeth Banks shows because it's her, like, her journey here to getting to the end. But like, it's also listed as like isn't it like a romantic comedy? Like, isn't this like,
yep.
So how does he play part?
He's the guy from the network, maybe?
Yeah. Maybe he's the guy from the network, which would be even more problematic because they had a one-night stand. So that'd be a problem.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's where 2014's headed. I think so.
I hope not. Oh, man.
Yeah. Or, I mean, she's going to be it's got to end in a happy moment, right? So,
I mean, I think it has to because it's 2014.
Yeah.
If it were a couple years later, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, and her own news channel is like tracking her as she's running across the freeway there too. So there could be something where she ends up on the news and, or maybe in her journey, like you said, she uncovers something during her journey, and that's like the big story or something that kind of she breaks later on.
I'm interested in what she's wanted for. I think that's going to play a more interesting role than we think.
I think so too.
What crimes has she done?
Yeah.
Well, I bet by the end she's probably done some real crimes. Way she goes,
But I think that's
I also think that, and this is again wishful thinking, that Bill Burr and Ethan Suplee have like a outsized role in this movie. Like, I want the majority of this movie to be like the cops chasing after her, right?
Yeah, because I mean, Bill Burr and both of them could be probably pretty funny.
They'll be funny.
Yeah, I would think so. And like the two of them and Elizabeth Banks chasing her, and like that's a pretty good comedic group right there. So
I'm hoping that that's what we get.
You know what I don't want? Yeah, I don't want this to be she makes it in time, right? And who's standing there? Jimmy Mars, right? Jimmy Marsden. And he's just like from the I don't want that. That'd be terrible. They can't do that. They won't do that. No, that can't be right.
They can't do that, right?
No.
Even in 2014.
And he's like, you got the job. It's like, no.
I don't think so. What if?
Yeah. Here we go.
What if Elizabeth Banks gets around the problems that she's having by using her psychic powers, and then somehow
now we're talking.
Jimmy Marsden develops laser eyes? I think you know where I'm going.
I know exactly where you're headed with this one.
A tale as old as time, a classic Jean Grey Cyclops situation.
I love it. I love it.
A tale as old as 2002.
Don't take my sunglasses off.
So maybe there's a chance. I'm saying there's a chance.
Or she turns down a network job because they want her to do maybe something or story she doesn't want to do, and she's like, no, you know what? I'm going to stay local because all the people I've met throughout, these are the people I want to do the news for. Everyone that's all through my journey here.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. We got a lot of ideas out there, which means we don't really have a good idea of what this movie's going to end.
Yeah. You know what we should do? We should watch trailers and then write screenplays. Because I think we do some of our best prognosticating like right after we've watched a bad movie trailer.
Yeah. And then we kind of spin them into something better.
I think that's right.
I think we just spun up ITMT Studios here.
I think you're right. Listeners, let us know. Do you want to see a movie that Russ and I made?
Yeah. That we wrote.
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna make it. We don't have that kind of money.
God, Jesus, no. We'll write them and ask these guys to make them or something, Netflix will be rolling out their checkbook for us, being like,
Sidney Kimmel, what are you up to?
What do you got? Give us something.
GMA.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that's all I got.
Good enough for me.
Well, thanks for listening, everyone. We'll be back next week with our full breakdown of Walk of Shame. But in the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That, right? TMT Pod on Twitter. And wherever you're listening to us, hit the subscribe, like, follow. I'm not sure how it works on most of them, but just do that.
Something like that, yeah. And while you're there subscribing, you can also be reviewing. Leave us a review. 5 stars would be nice, but whatever the highest rating that you can possibly give us, please. That is the one that we want. On any platform is appreciated, but especially Apple and Spotify. It goes a long way, helps other people discover the ITMT goodness that you have grown to love. If you want to give us some feedback that's not in a public forum, you want to send us something private for some reason, something weird, maybe.
Nope.
Send us an email. Attachment limits are usually like 10 megs, so you probably can't send us anything that weird.
Oh man. I love how there's a correlation between weirdness and megabytes.
Well,
yeah.
Yep.
I guess you're not wrong.
Yeah. So our email is itsistmesthat@gmail.com. I mentioned it earlier when we did the fan service that you didn't send us. Shame. Walk of shame. Email of shame. That's right. Walk of shame. Good time. Good callback to why we're here. Or speaking of why are we here, go to the website, read about the ITMT story, dive into our old episodes, look at an ad, make us some money.
I don't think those worked yet. So
no, it's not working.
No, I didn't follow up on that one.
But maybe by the time this episode's out,
who knows?
There will be ads for you to view. It's itsistmesthat.com is the website. It's lots of it's.
Just one.